I had a very interesting portrait photoshoot at one of the most stunning beaches near where I live here in Uluwatu in Bali. And I found it super interesting to create a whole case study for you to learn everything about the professional pre-production of a photoshoot. From the creative direction to the communication with the client, problem solving before and during the shooting, the photoshoot itself, and the gear I've used. I'm super excited to show you my whole personal approach to my shootings, step by step. And there is a lot of creative direction involved into this one, and this is something I loved since I became a full-time freelance photographer and creative director in London. You are going to learn a lot from today because you're going to find inspiration for your own shootings. You are going to learn how to plan your photo shoots, how to communicate with clients, how to look more professional even if you are a beginner, and even get more confidence when you are shooting, because I'm going to tell you some problems I encountered and how I solve them. So please, if you want to keep learning with me, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I share weekly videos, and consider liking the video and sharing it with other creatives so we can help each other out as well. So let's dive into it. The pre-production, getting to know each other's vision. I actually met Maria Jose in a Women in Business meetup we had in Ubud the other day, and there is a whole blog on my channel of that specific week in my life in Bali. So go check it out later if you like, because that area in Bali is super beautiful and I'm sure you're gonna love it. And when we met each other, she told me that she needed help with a mentorship she's creating, and this is such a beautiful project I believe in, because she's teaching women in business to lead their businesses with their feminine energy. There is a lot going on with masculine and feminine energy, and I found this super interesting. So I took on board the project because it was something very creative, and she had a very clear vision as well. So we did click instantly our creative vision, and this is something I love before a shooting. Problems we encountered before the shooting. This is something you really have to talk through with your client. What do they want and how you are planning to shoot it? Because many times you're not gonna be able to do it, unfortunately. So she wanted studio shots. That's perfect for me because I love studio photography, but she wanted full body shots as well. So I had to be honest, and I told her, listen, I cannot do full body because I don't have the space in my place. What I did is propose her to go to a location. So we chose this beautiful beach here in Uluwatu, which is stunning, and she was very happy with the idea, and that idea worked very well for her because she wanted photos in nature as well, till the point we ended up shooting more in the beach than in my home photography studio. So this was the solution. So please make sure first before the shooting if you are able to deliver what the client wants. The meeting day. Here is when you are going to plan the whole photo shoot with your client. As a creative director myself, I always tell you to plan your shootings because this is even more important than the shooting itself. If you are a beginner, this is going to make you look way more professional. You're gonna be more trusted by your clients because they're gonna see that you know what you are doing and you are taking care of it, and you are going to feel less stuck during your shootings because you already know about the outfits, you know the locations where you're gonna go to, and you even know the poses because you already made a mood board of the poses you want to use during the photo shoot. So you must create a mood board and a plan for the whole photo shoot, no matter what, because it's gonna be super good for you and super good for your client. We met in one of my favorite cafes here in Uluwatu, and I already did a mood board for her, so she could see already what I was planning. But then together, we started to craft everything perfectly, and you have no idea how much this helped because I was able to plan every single photo we were about to take in the day of the shooting. And this helps a lot because otherwise you're going to feel stuck, you're gonna shoot a lot, and it's gonna be a mess. So this is a super important part of the process. Planning the photo shoot. If you've been following me for a while, you know which platform I use religiously for every single one of my shootings, and it's a completely free platform, and you're going to be able to see now the masterpiece of a mood board we created together. So the platform itself, it's called Milanote, and I'm very happy to say that they're sponsoring this section of the video because I've been using them for years. And Milanote, it's a free platform where you can create mood boards, organize ideas, plan creative projects, and you can even collaborate with your clients because you can share the project with them. So this is great, and this is exactly what I did with Maria Jose. and she loved the platform because it's very intuitive, it's very easy to use, it's free, and also because you can have it on your phone, there is an app for it. While we were shooting, we were able to take the mood board together. So I'm gonna show you now everything we created. This is the mood board of the shooting, and I think you can agree with me how beautiful it looks and how much easier everything is gonna be later because we have so many references here. She gave me her ideas and then I gave her mine. And then together we created something super beautiful. So here, for instance, this is super important about the brand. This is the main message. So you cannot miss this. And I put here, coaching and mentorship company for women in business. Mission, empowering women to run their businesses with their feminine energy. Why is this important? Because as a creative, you had to translate these emotions creatively through your photography. And this is what I love the most about my job. So here, photography direction. This is the ideas we were having together. Women empowerment, lighting, it would be strong lights and shadows, RGB lights, and nature shots. And then I put expressions, powerful and soft poses, feminine. So you have already an idea of the feeling of your shooting. And I put here location 1, location 2. You have to know where you are going to go beforehand, at what time you're gonna meet, and I even added the map. Because the good thing about Milanote is that it's super easy to add things. You want to add a board, you just have to take the board here and add it here. And then you click on it and you have even templates. So you don't have to start from the scratch. You can go Photoshoot plan, for instance, and you have already a template. So you just have to switch photos and text. So you don't have to start from the scratch. And here you can see that you can even add Google Map locations for the client to see. So I put the link to Google Maps here, and if you click on it, Google Maps open with the location. So this is super good. And if you want to add it in your mood board, you just have to go here to the 3 dots here and grab the map and drag it to your board, and you just have to paste the link to Google Maps. So this is super easy and intuitive, it's super self-explanatory, and then you can also add swatches because her color palette, super important as well for branding, was this one, like kind of nude colors. So here, if you go to the 3 dots, you can grab a color swatch, double click, and you can choose the color you want. And here as well, I'm gonna show you, I added the shooting schedule. Super important. I don't know about you, comment below, but I keep having this problem, which is overshooting and getting too distracted because I love what I do, right? So then I keep being distracted, shooting more angles, and then you are wasting a lot of time that is not needed. So here, as a reference, I'm always flexible. I put the schedule. At 5:40, we were meeting in my villa. At 6 in the morning, we had to be in the beach because we needed the sunrise lighting. Here in Bali, it's very sunny, so it's very bad to shoot during the day with the sun. The shadows are terrible, the lights are too strong. So we wanted to make sure by 6 we were in the beach, super important. And then from 6 to 9, shooting, because till 9 the light is still a bit soft. And then 9:30 to 10:30, we had a beautiful breakfast in a beautiful place. It's important to have breaks for both you and your client or model. And then from 10:30 to 12:30, I put shooting the studio photos. And actually, we respected quite well the schedule. And I'm very happy this happened. And then in Milanote, you can create as well check-in list. And this is super important for gear. And I put all the gear I took. And then you can just tick, and you make sure you don't forget SD cards or spare batteries, because this happens a lot. So this is very useful. What I'm going to show you now is the most important part of a mood board, which is the shot list. And I say it's important because many times we get distracted shooting and then we don't capture what they really need. So make sure you have everything lined up in your mood board to remember everything and get done everything you need to get done for your client. And then you can get distracted if you want and shoot more. For every stage of the mentorship, she had an idea in mind. So I'm not gonna go through all of them, but basically, for each shot, we put a reference shot to have it just as a reference creatively, and then what we wanted to represent. So we put here in the first shot, she wanted to represent direction. So we took the idea of walking, for instance. It didn't work out, So you always have to be flexible creatively. So we took a different shot instead, represent freedom, and we put this one as a reference with the ocean in the background. Then we have another shot here, for instance, to represent women's empowerment. So we put this one as a reference because we like the pose, and we replicated this shot completely different, obviously, in the beach, and I think it looks great. So there are more here. I particularly love this one, for instance. In this one, she wanted to represent platforms, different platforms. She needed to be on top of something to represent the platform. So she climbed a rock in this beautiful beach, and we managed to get a very powerful shot. Everyone is scared to take photos as reference, thinking that you shouldn't copy. You are not copying. Like, this photo is completely different to the one I took, but it's the idea. So then your creative juices flow way better during the shooting. So I love it. And then this one I love as well. She wanted to represent connections. So I offered her to do the shot together. So we shot together in the studio, and we managed to capture a very cute self-portrait to represent those connections. So be always flexible with your creativity. Don't be stuck to your mood board because things go differently. And then here, I have 3 boards: poses, hair and makeup, and outfits. This is going to help you a lot if you are a beginner because you're not gonna feel stuck, and your client either. So please do this always, because you're gonna be grateful later. Then in hair and makeup, I just put some bullet points as a reference for hair and some ideas. And the outfit, this is something super important. I've been working in fashion for 14 years before I became a full-time freelance photographer, and it's been super useful for me because I know exactly what I want them to wear to match the style they want and to match the background. This is super important. As you can see in this photo, the outfit matches the nature colors, the background, the nude colors. If she would be wearing something super different, like a very weird color or print, it wouldn't be that beautiful. So outfits are important. So here, I just put feminine and beachwear. These were the 2 styles of the shooting, but then what I did, because it was the same size as me, is gave her some of my clothes, and they worked out pretty well. Always be flexible with outfits as well, and it's better if they bring a lot than very limited. Okay, so you have to think about this. So this is the perfect example. She went into the ocean. This is something I loved about her. She didn't care about climbing the rock or going into the ocean just to get the shot. And we tried with one outfit first, and the photo looks cool, but then she told me, Laura, I do have an orange jumpsuit. And I was like, wear it, because the contrast between the blue and the orange is super beautiful. So outfits are super important. And even trying the same shot with different outfits to see what looks better. Don't be lazy and try different things because you can improve your photography a lot. And I forgot to mention how easy it is to share this with your client. You just have to go here to share and send the invite, and that's it. I think you already understood why it's so important to do this beforehand. And Milanote, it's completely free without limited time through the link below. So please check it out and join because it's going to help you a lot. Even if you are doing just a collaboration, you are going to be able to train your creativity and be more professional from the beginning. The photo shoot, because we already planned everything in detail, it went super well. Because I was a bit worried because during the morning, the time is very limited during the sunrise, but we managed to get everything done. I loved this beach as a photographer because I was able to play with everything. I could get the ocean as the background. I could get the rocks as the background to create texture and a more moody portrait. I captured this cliff as well as the background because I found it super nice with the outfits he was wearing. And then I was able to play with angles because he was climbing the rocks, so I could shoot from the bottom, and I think this gives you so many options. So when you are choosing location, be a bit clever about it beforehand and think which options you have in that location to shoot with your client. I cannot share all the photos of this photo shoot with you because this is something you have to know as well. You have to respect always your client or the person you are shooting with, even if it's a collaboration, because they have to have the exclusivity, right? It's for her. So whenever she's gonna release the mentorship, I will be able to publish all the photos. So make sure you follow me on Instagram because I will release them there. But anyway, let's talk now about the gear. You have to be very clever about the gear because many times we overpack. Raise your hand if you did it, because I did many times. The gear of choice for me has been always my Sony a7R5. This one is my main photography camera, and to record the behind the scenes, I was using the a7C II. I love that camera, it's the one I'm recording with right now. Then regarding lenses, I shot with the 24-70mm f2.8 G Master. It's the one I'm using right now to record this video. I love this lens because it's super versatile. And then to record the video, like the behind the scenes you saw, I was using one of my favorite vlog lenses, which is the 17-28 f2.8 from Tamron. It's super versatile as well and super light. And a super important piece of gear, it's a tripod. Fair enough, I always need it to record myself and do behind the scenes. But I bring it with me all the time also for portrait shootings, because many times you can get very creative shooting with a slow shutter speed. I didn't do it this time, but just in case I brought it, because you can do a lot of creative stuff with it. For now, I've been always using, since I moved to Bali, the one from Ulanzi. You're gonna have a link below to all my gear to check it out later if you like, and you even have a 10% discount in the tripod. So if you need gear, check below because sometimes I get discounts as well. And about the editing, I'm not gonna get into this because otherwise this video is gonna be super long, but I always use my professional editorial Lightroom presets. You can check them out below if you struggle with editing, because they're going to give you an amazing starting point. And I don't care if maybe you don't like my presets, that's totally fine, no offense taken. But if you like a particular style, don't be scared to buy that photographer's preset, because presets are great to learn. Many people forget about this. With a preset, you're gonna be able to deconstruct everything the photographer did to achieve that look. And that's the reason why in my Lightroom presets, I always include a user guide, so you are able to adapt my presets to your photos, because you have to learn how to do it as well. But don't be scared to buy presets from someone if you are stuck with editing, because they're going to help you a lot, okay? No matter if they are mine or other photographers, but you struggle with editing, it's going to help you a lot. And I'm going to put a video here for you to check it out now if you like, about all my editing secrets for you to level up your photography. I think it's going to help you a lot with editing if you are struggling with it. As usual, subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah! Big love from Bali.